Welcome. My first live. That's a little nervous. I felt a little bit like a lost child sometime during the night, and I woke up a little excited and a little nervous all at the same time. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Those of you I see already made comments, and that's awesome. But before we start, obviously, just a little introduction. You know who I am, and what we're doing now is bacon and bourbon up here. On that line, I have, of course, my bacon. Nice piece of bacon. I'll have that in a second. Oh, but I found this new bourbon the other day, and I don't know if you know it. Most of us know of Wild Turkey. Most of us know of honey bourbon. But I found this. It's American honey with sting. Now, I was actually going to save it for today and crack it today, but, I couldn't wait. I had to have some last night. But I'll do this today with you all now. I'll keep this bit going. I'll have a little bit in my little shot glass. I don't know if you noticed it. It's a little bit glazed over, the bottle. It's been in my freezer. And I found out the other day, a long time ago, the other day, that if you put your alcohol in the freezer, it comes out really smooth. So it is going to be really smooth. So welcome. Cheers. Thank you all for being here. I hope we have some fun, a little bit of a joke. If you've got anything you want to tell me and give me some ideas for my next rabbit on or rant or rave, then please put it in the comments and I will do some investigation on it and see if I can find out something I can rabbit on about. Today, hang on, cheers me. Cheers you guys, thanks for being here. Oh, hang on, hold a thought on that one about G-Man. That is sensational. All right, so today's theory or theme was going to be on allergies. And I don't know that it's actually allergies or a condition, but, maybe you can help me out with this. I believe I have an allergy, and I think a lot of people today have got an allergy. I never thought I had one in the past. I used to always jokingly say to my doctor when they said, if you have allergies, I used to say, oh, yes, I'm allergic to hard work. But not really any allergies at all, until I realized I started to get heart flushes and heart racing and sweats, and I just wanted to lash out irrationally at things. And then I realized it started way back when I was young, when I had my first exposure to stupid. Right? I was blamed by an old guy for doing something that I didn't do, and I was like 12 or 13. I said, man, what are you blaming me for? Man, I didn't do it. I said, don't be so stupid. And I thought that sort of washed over me for a long time. In the last 5 years or so, I started to realize that I'm actually lashing out a lot more, maybe not physically, but verbally, about stupid shit. And this goes back to way back when my dad was a journalist and very, very smart man. And he bought a house in Canberra, which is, for those of you who aren't in Australia, is the Australia's capital city. And he was in the army, a journalist. And he moved into a suburb around about the same time they started to bring in, you couldn't be a chairman of a board anymore. Right? You had to be a chairperson. And laughingly, he said, chairperson, right, that's going to work because son, well, that's part of male as well. So it can't be chair per son. It maybe had to be chair per sibling. And I got that made me laugh because he's a funny man. And then he moved into a suburb in Canberra, and those of you who know Canberra will know this suburb possibly. It's called Chapman. And there you go. That's this come back into this whole stupid thing again. So, and the joke came out of that he couldn't live in a suburb called Chapman because it was not going to be politically correct. So he had to change his suburb's name in his mind and our mind to per sibling. Now, that's just bloody stupid. The fact that you have a conversation about a name of something and you have to take it out of being gender, that's just stupid, right? So as far as I'm concerned, and this is all opinion-based stuff, hey, chairman, don't care. It's a position. It's a job. Just because it has the word man in the back of it, that's sort of irrelevant. You're a chairman of a board, male or female, doesn't matter. You're a chairman. Pretty soon, if that's the case, we're going to have to change the word human to human sibling. Which takes me now to the next part of this conversation about G-Man. So thank you, G-Man, for all of your help, and Pub Test, who helped me yesterday. Fantastic. I'm having a problem with G-Man, I think, because it can't be G per sibling. That sounds really stupid. So if it's okay with you, G-Man, if you're on there, and so I think I've seen you there, I want to call you Big G, because I reckon that's really cool, because you can be the Big G. And if you're okay with that, just do a thingy on the thingy, and we'll do a Big G. I think that'll be nice. Okay, so allergies. Stupid. Stupid's a really big thing. There's so many things out there today that make stupid allergy condition syndrome work. I was thinking of calling it, I've got SAC, which is a stupidity aversion condition, or it could be SAS, which is, I don't know if it's a syndrome, so it could be stupidity aversion syndrome. But really, I think there's just so much stuff that is over the top, like unbelievably over the top. Man, woman, we know that scenario, and that's just tiring us senseless. But it's real. It's on the forefront of everybody's mind. You are a man and you're a woman, or you're a trans person. That's it. No different. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said with that. To argue whether a trans person who thinks that they're a male or a female is irrelevant, they're a trans person. That's it. Not trans male or trans female, like you're just trans and you're a trans person. That's cool. Let's leave it at that. Having issues with words and what's happening in schools at the moment, which is absolutely stupid. A young man said to me Thursday, at his school, they've brought in, and he's in a high school, and they've brought in unisex toilets. And he doesn't do it, of course, because he's a really good boy. But he goes into these unisex toilets, and the boys, of course, because they're boys and they're teenage boys, want to have a lot of fun. And the girls go to the toilet. So guess what you think the boys might do? Huh? Well, they try and write their name on the toilet seat to make it really frustrating for the girls, which is, of course, what's going to happen. Girls are going to do something in retaliation. It becomes this really horrible space. So that to me is stupid. Boys' toilet, girls' toilet. You want to be something in the middle, go to the accessibility toilet. Go to the toilet that's for both. But separate the two. It's like, come on, that's stupid. Just stupid. I don't know how we work with that. Stupid. But what it does is what it makes me feel, this condition where I just want to go, that's stupid. Yeah, blood pressure goes up, adding to the, actually, is this a little bit like PS? No, I don't take away from that. But a stupid situation that makes us feel really mad, eh? So let's find something. Does anyone have anything that they've got? I see here. Anna May, you like Big G. I like Big G too. Let's work with Big G. Big G, too bad. It's going to happen. You've changed. Oh, Waffles and Wicks, you just said Big G. Let's have a look at that. Big G it is. Man, you are it. Big G. Okay, so allergies. Do you have one? I have one, apart from... No, I don't. The only one I've got is stupid. How do you deal with stupid? Psychologists will tell you that there's lots of things to deal with stupid. When I used to teach my martial art, they used to blame things on people, and things weren't in their position to blame. Like, oh, my mum said this to me and it's my mum's fault I am this way. And I go, oh, why do you blame? Why do you stop the blame at her? Well, why don't you blame your grandmother? Because if your grandmother didn't have your mother, then your mother wouldn't have had you, and then there'd be no problem. And these people just couldn't quite understand what I was saying. So there's a point of line where you stop blame and take responsibility. I guess this brings back that my new following thingy of Treos, which would be really nice if we come up with a better one. But, take responsibility and own your stuff. Shit. It's got to be shit. Can't be stuff, because that's too much, because I own my keypad and my iPad and all those things. I own that. But when you own your shit, you take responsibility for the things that you can take responsibility for, and no blame. That to me is part of the stupid that is affecting me today. Right? There is so much stupid that is really hard to deal with. So give me something. I'd like to see what we've got here. Yeah, Daffodil, you're right. Girls try and do things when they're standing, and that's right. But anyway, what do you do with it? What do we do as a nation of people that has a voice, and a loud voice, but we don't do anything about it, right? The Pareto distribution rule of 80-20, it's probably more like 10-80-10. I believe we, the people, have the voice to make these things change. We can either stop speaking this shit and the stupidity of it, stop not speaking it, we've got to speak it. Let's stop entertaining it. When your school, your workplace, anybody says, we've got to put this in because if it could hurt the feelings of one person, then, okay, well, tell them to harden up. Like, really sorry, but I'm old school, traditionally old school, where sticks and stones can break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Oh, God, there's another stupid thing. Went to a school I used to teach in, and there was a banner, a little sign about this, and it said, sticks and stones can break your bones and names can hurt you too. Like, fair income. God. There goes my forehead becoming a five head. Right? I'm not going to do it. That's stupid. That's absolutely stupid. A psychologist that won't let their child climb a tree in case that child falls out. That's stupid. They're denying that child the thrill and the excitement of climbing a tree, being nervous and scared about falling and getting to the very, very top and going, Mum, 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 I did it. Look, look, look. And the mum down the bottom going, geez, they made it. Come down now, Johnny. When they come down, the mum gives him a big hug. That's what it is to be a decent parent. A psychologist who trains people to be good for their kids tells a parent not to let a child climb the tree. That's child abuse. Yeah, that's an opinion. It's my opinion. Don't care what the psychologists and the psychiatrists say. In my old school philosophy, that's child abuse. You're there to pick your child up, not to stop them doing things. They need to be a little dangerous. They need to try these things. Stopping that, stupid. Stupid. We have soft people today, like soft men, hard women. That's stupid too. Like, I'm having a rant. What have we got? Oh, okay. So, yes, daffodil. That's absolutely stupid too. Flags for things like, come on, what do you do with it? What do you do with people that do stupid things? What do we do with them? I know it's sad and cold. Hang on, I've got to have a bit of bacon. Oh. Ooh, that's salty, guys. What do we do? We are the majority. We are the people that see the stupidity for what it is, and we don't do anything about it. Are we afraid? Are we afraid to do something because we could be, God forbid, kicked off TikTok or Instaface, Gram, bot, shit, all of that? So we live our life based on social media comments and worries about what they can do to us. It's absolutely disgusting and totally stupid that people can be raked over the coals for something they said and did 20, 30 years ago. That is stupid. Do we not grow? Do we not progress? Using the words of a very famous person, Big G, I have a pub David and I have a professional David, and they need to be separate, and they have to be separate. The pub David will say things that the professional David never will. For someone on my professional side to hold me accountable for my pub David is stupid. Stupid. People shouldn't do that. That's just absolutely ludicrous. Where's the joy to let your hair down and have some fun if you know that somewhere someone might hold that against you? Why don't we just stay inside and do nothing? Is that the plan? Is that the agenda? Is that what all this is about? The word I said earlier on about chairperson being politically correct, does the word not political in that statement say something? Is this not all just some political? Well, that's no conspiracy. Think about it. This is absolutely maddening. I don't get it. So we as a population, the 80%, what can we do? What can we do? I think we can speak out about it. Speak out about the stupidity. Speak out about why we do the things that we do, why we're afraid. Why am I afraid? I'm actually not afraid to say anything. I don't have anything to lose. Take everything away from me. I have my life. I have my joys in my life, which no one can ever take from me. I can say, I can stand up. I can stand up and say almost anything unless they decide to say that what I'm saying is hate speech, which is like just another lot of stupid right there. I'm not inciting violence. I'm not encouraging violence. I don't care about, rephrase that, I don't care about transgender movement. Don't give a shit. Transgender people, I know some very, very, very nice people, but they say they're trans people, right? That's all they identify. Go for it. Love you. All good. I don't have a phobia about anything. I looked up that word phobia the other day in the dictionary, my Webster's dictionary from 1990. It said phobia was an irrational fear of something. And that's pretty real. I know some people have irrational fears of something and have a phobia. I have a very dear friend in WA who has a phobia of little butterflies. Not butterflies, moths. Strong, powerful person, not afraid of anything, could do anything, extremely intelligent, fit, healthy, great relationship, great kids, sees a little moth and freaks out. Like screams, ah! My beautiful, beautiful wife, who's strong and able to, I wouldn't stop her from doing anything. Strong martial artist, or was, picks up spiders and swats flies and catches mozzies, but freaks with a cockroach. That's a phobia. In my mind, that's a phobia. I looked up the word phobia in the internet, and it said something like, I'm just paraphrasing, I won't remember it because it's stupid, an irrational fear of something or an aversion to it. So to me, an aversion is different. It's like a completely different thing to an irrational fear. I have an aversion to getting wet, so I put an umbrella. I take an umbrella and put a raincoat on, so that, or I avoid it as much as I can to go out in the rain. That's an aversion, right? So I have an aversion to wet. These words that they're talking about now, saying you are something phobic, is no. I have no irrational fear of anything like that. I have no irrational fear of a person, like none. Don't care. Don't care. Phobias and isms, they're bloody stupid too. We can raise that, could be another issue. Especially one ism that is frustrating as crap. But, guys, I might just go through some of the comments. I don't know how long we'll be going, 15 minutes or so. I haven't finished my bacon yet. Can someone give me an idea of something they want me to talk about? And I'll, yep. I'll look at this one. You have no idea, Cha-Cha, just how good a bit of bacon and a little bit of honey bourbon is. Sensational. Right. Anyway, so, excuse me, with allergies, I'm not taking away from, when I say I have an allergy, and that's why I don't think it's an allergy, because there are some serious allergies out there, like an allergy to peanuts, or gluten, cause problems with the body. Bee stings. I know they're dangerous. They're physically dangerous, and you need to avoid those. So my word saying, that's why I say I don't know if it's an allergy so much as a condition. It's a little bit subjective, isn't it? Like most of the conditions that are out there, they're quite subjective. Where a bee sting and makes your head swell up, that's objectively science, and you need to avoid bees. You need to have an aversion to bees because you have an allergy. And you may, and that's not an irrational fear. So it's not a phobia of bees. You're allergic to a bee, that could kill you. That's not a phobia. That's fair income real. That's not an irrational thing. That's real. You need to avoid bees. So have an aversion to bees because it'll kill you. Right? Don't have a phobia because it's a different thing altogether. Right. So those of you who do suffer from real allergies, bee stings and nuts and all that stuff, you have my complete sympathy, and always make sure you got the thing with you to protect yourself, because that just makes sense. Everybody else who has a pseudo allergy or a pseudo phobia, just grow the hell up. Take a cement pill, do the right thing, take responsibility and own your shit, and you'll find yourself grow so much better out of that. Don't blame people. Own it. Just totally own it. I don't know where to go from here. I've got lots of ideas, but I think they're more working on continuations of this theme through the next series of weeks, months, years, I hope. but I like to have some idea of where we're going with that. Let's have a look at this one. This is from Brood in 1962. Yep, we need a word that is not phobia, as in afraid, but one says, I'm afraid that in an irrational content for an idea. Lifestyle ideology, and I believe all of that. You can read it. I don't need to read it out to you. So, yeah, yeah, I agree. So let's put our heads together at some point and try and find a word that's not phobia. Let's look at something else. Right? And we can work it and we see if we as the majority voice can actually make that happen instead of the one voice out of 1,000 that screams the loudest and we have to do what we can to shut them up. And I find that is the most frustrating and the most stupid thing about where I believe the world is today. One person doesn't like something, so 99 people have got to make a change. How about help that one person to accept their condition, situation, and make the change to go with everybody else? We'll lead on to other things. As I'm working through this process of lives, I see there's a lot of YouTube livers, and thank you for that. Don't see much on Rumble, which is okay because I don't know if I'm actually fully going to Rumble yet. I don't know. We had a bit of a problem at the beginning. So hopefully we'll iron this out over the weeks and months to come. As I start going, I want to get some people on with me. I might see if I can rope Big G to come in one day, maybe a pub test. And I think maybe 2 plus 2 Cats can come on because 2 plus 2 Cats made some comments on the Rumble channel. And even if we just have a little side-by-side chat, that would be awesome. Those of you who feel like you'd like to do this on a Saturday morning live, and this is obviously Brisbane Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock, and I don't know where that is for you in your part of the world, but go on to my Facebook page and the Instagram for On the Lounge With, and if you want to PM me on those, I can find out where you are in the world, and I can actually refer that to timelines and things like that. Let me know. I know it's really hard I can have everyone will tell me a timeline that suits you. At this stage, the best I can do is 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. And if that works for you in your timeline, fantastic. I hope you can spare some time for me in that time. 4 p.m. here, Big G, old slot. Okay, cool. Thank you, 2 plus 2 Cats. I'll work on that time. I know it could be a little bit later, maybe 10 o'clock Brisbane Eastern Standard Time or Australian Eastern Standard Time changes that time, but it may affect you on other timelines wherever you are. Daffodil, oh my God, still awake. Okay, 1 o'clock in the morning. So 2 o'clock in the morning won't work for you, but 8 o'clock won't work for me. Man, thank you for being there with me. I appreciate you being here for me in that 1 o'clock in the morning time. Are you having a bourbon with me, or are you just sitting there having a cup of coffee to keep yourself awake? Don't know. So get into the tradition of this timeline, having a bit of a bourbon, your favourite one. You don't have to go around and get one from every centre. If someone out there knows of a really, really good bourbon, not just a whiskey, but I love whiskey, but I like a bourbon. I love 101, Wild Turkey. 101's better than Wild Turkey. I'm enjoying this Sting. I did have, and I might have next week, a maple-infused bacon. I think that'll be really nice as well. Okay, I need a topic for next week. So keep going with this. I'll sign off in a minute, but I'm trying to think maybe I'll talk about isms next week. Isms. And we know what they all are. And there's some really good ones and there's some stupid ones. So I guess the flavour of bacon and bourbon, this one here, might be my reaction to my condition, my sack, if that's going to be the right word. Please let me know if you think that's a good one, which is my stupidity aversion condition. That most of the things I'll be talking about will be my comments and reactions to stupid shit that's out there. And maybe next week might be isms. I have a philosophy on, no, I'll keep that for another day as well. It's not an ism. Maybe it's an ism. I'll think about it. Guys, thank you so much. Let me work my mind around getting these comments up and running, and I'll try and get some as we're going through here. I'll show some of these as we're looking forward to. There's Michael. He was here the other day. He did a thing on my On the Lounge with channel, interviews. Please come on, be on that with me too. 2+2. Not a bourbon man. Well, 2+2, you need to tell me what is a really nice single malt. Try, if you don't like bourbon, seriously, this Sting, change your mind. Change your mind. Yeah, I could give you a wood chipper. Don't know where I'm going to find one as good as the Big G's, but you give me some ideas and I can put some stuff in a wood chipper for sure. Anyway, guys, I can keep going. You can read things as they're going through. I'd like to be able to work it as we're progressing through. I don't have a beautiful sound at the end as the Big G had on Waffles and Whiskey. It was a sad day, Waffles and Whiskey. Really enjoyed that show. Big G, all good luck and love to you, man. Those of you who have been here, thank you so much for being part of my very first live. Find a way to comment and give me some feedback on it, because I really need to know what you thought, because it's important to me that I can try and give you something to support you, and thank you for coming across from Waffles and Whiskey. Let's see if I can do something. It will be this flavour though. I won't be, until I can get a fair income rigidage producer, I'll be doing it all myself. I'd rather keep it as simple as it can be so that I don't lose track of where the hell I'm at. So thank you. Good luck to everybody. Remember, enjoy your journey, because it is your journey and it's only yours. Take responsibility and own your shit. Hashtag Treos, On the Lounge with Facebook, Instagram. Get on there, like those, follow it. I'm going to start putting stuff up there one day. See you later, guys. Thank you very much. Enjoy. Hey, I'll end now. Button over there. Sound? No sound. I'm ending it. I'm not. No, I am. Hang on. Okay, see you. Bye. Now.